Hey there guys, it's Toasty Fresh and I'm back with another video for you guys. This time it's something a little bit different. So instead of being the usual collection videos, this one's a bit more just kind of sharing a bit of myself with you, and it's kind of an origin story for Toasty Fresh, the channel, and why I got started on YouTube, just for anybody who's interested, if there is any people out there, and just the big whys really. And the first real reason I got started on YouTube was basically because I suffer from social anxiety, and not in the kind of sense that maybe some people see it as like panic attacks and that kind of thing in crowds. Mine's more of a shutdown when I'm around people or I'm in a new social situation, that kind of thing. I'll kind of clam up and I just get this thing where it just chokes me off, and I can't really speak, and I get kind of withdrawn from the situation that's going on around me. And it's been a thing that's been with me since probably early high school that it really became an issue, and it's been with me ever since. Really, I'm still dealing with it now. I'm a lot better than what I used to be at managing that. But back in the early days, I'd even struggle to like talk to people over the phone and things like that. I had to psych myself up to do things like that. New situations were it's just like hell for me, really. I didn't like it at all, and it was a big source of frustration because I'd be coming home and I'd be like, why can't I just get my words out and be like I am around other people that I've gotten used to, like people I live with and things like that, my family. And it led to a lot of issues, such as like I beat myself up a lot about it, and quite literally, and took things out on myself, and I kind of suffered in silence throughout those early years. And I just thought I wanted to do something that kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone and kind of something to kind of balance me out a bit more. I mean, I know the issues I probably got are going to be with me for life. You are who you are, and you can't really change your personality totally, to be honest. But I thought this would be something that maybe would get me more out of that introverted side and allow me to connect with people a lot more, because I don't have a big circle of friends, and I'm lucky enough to be blessed with an amazing family. I've got a beautiful girlfriend, I've got a beautiful little girl, but it'd be good to just share some of my interests, with other people and be able to interact with some of the communities, because there's some great communities out there. So that's kind of what YouTube was all about for me, and the way I got into that was through stumbling across things like Let's Plays, which is a big part of my channel, and watching different Let's Players like a guy called Zevik, who did the kind of stealth kind of games like the Hitman series and other kind of games like that, like Dishonored, and he was really good at it. And then I watched some other people that did more the commentary side of things, and like a guy called Necroscope 86. If any of you guys watching have ever heard of him, I started watching him, and I think I started off on his Warhammer Dark Omen series, and it kind of threw me back to my earlier years of video gaming and things like that. And video games helped me out tremendously through growing up, and a lot of my good memories around associated with people that I've known and grown up with were revolved around gaming, to be honest. Like my brother, in my younger years, my eldest brother, it was a hard relationship really, because he was badly bullied me and my other brother, and just a lot of things happened that was worse, more than just normal sibling rivalry. and kind of like made our lives hell in parts and things like that. So the relationship was kind of strained. But going from when he moved out of his house, moved out of home, and he moved into his own house, and he kind of grew up, and we rekindled my relationship with him through gaming, and that was going round to his house and things like that, and playing games, and it had been something that we'd done even when we lived at home. Like I started off with like the Commodore 64 and the Amiga, and watching him play games like Monkey Island and the Dizzy games. That started on the Commodore 64, but still they were on the Amiga as well. And just playing games like Beneath a Steel Sky, Dark Seed, Lure the Temptress, all those classic RPGs. Like I said, Monkey Island, a total classic. And watching him play those games, and watching him play games like Higher Guns and Moonstone and Wolfchild and Cannon Fodder and Syndicate, great iconic games now really in the history of video gaming when you look back at some of those. And that reminded me, watching Let's Players, that's the thing I used to do with my brother, and that's kind of how that was a good point in our relationship, that we had this thing that we could share. And it went throughout my life, finding me my best friend. That's one of the main things we enjoyed to do. We were big role game RPG fans, like huge fans of the Final Fantasy series. So when the next installment came out, we'd both be rushing out to go and buy it, and then we'd be playing it. And obviously it's a one-player game, so you'd have to have that kind of spectator aspect of it. If you're around at your friend's house or he's around at mine, they'd have to take a back seat and watch you play through your sections. So that's how I got my first sight of some games, like one that I recall because he got Final Fantasy 9 before I did, and I watched the first part of that game, just watching him play through it. And so Let's Players kind of reminded me of that, and that was another big reason for going into it, because I was watching that kind of thing. It rekindled those memories and playing that. And I have a second brother as well, and we play through games and have those kind of memories, like playing through the SNES games, because we shared a SNES, and having time trial battles on Mario Kart, and doing the same kind of thing, having like a kind of rivalry on SSX on the PS2. And I watched him play other games as well, like The Suffering, that was just a one-player game. And so it's something that's always been there amongst people that I've grown up with and known, of watching them play games, not just the co-op. I mean, I had great fun with co-op as well. Like, I remember when Halo came out, and my best friend had an Xbox before me, and we just played the hell out of that, and doing the campaign, going through it on co-op, and that was an amazing experience to play games like that on brute force with your friend. But also, like I said, I had great memories of watching games. In particular, my eldest brother, when I used to go around and we'd do gaming weekends, he had an N64, so watching all those great N64 games like Legends of Zelda, The Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and some other games like Body Harvest, Fighter's Destiny, and watching those games. And some of those, they were two-player, but like I said, Legends of Zelda games, two amazing games that I first watched my eldest brother play through. And so the great memories were there for me. So watching that, I thought, hang on, maybe I should, have a go at this myself. And that kind of got me onto thinking, well, maybe this is something I could do to get myself out there a bit more. It gives me a platform to talk about the things that I love to do, and that's gaming and things like that. It's been a big part of my life growing up, and acted as a crutch really through a lot of things that I felt about myself, and that I had bad times, and when I felt really down and low, I'd take myself away from that and go and play a game and get myself away from those thoughts for a while. And so that's why I thought, well, I'll go back to gaming, because I kind of fell away from gaming. I was still somebody who enjoyed games, and I've always had the latest consoles and always played games, but it was something that had become just every now and again. It wasn't at the forefront anymore of my hobbies. So to revisit that as well and think, yeah, I want to do this. And then through actually making videos, I found, hey, I actually enjoy doing this. It actually feels good to do it. And that became kind of more of the thing for me. It was kind of this thing that I enjoy doing. When I did it, I felt good, and it felt good to make videos. So I thought, yeah, I'll carry on doing this. And the good byproduct of it was every now and again, even though my channel's so under the radar, I'm underground. I'm in a bunker underground. There is not even tiny blip on the radar. I have still had the odd bits of, great feedback from people, and people saying, "Oh, well done for doing this," and oh, thanks for putting this Let's Play up. And without sounding corny, because I don't want to sound cheesy, but that kind of makes it worthwhile as well when you look and you see that some people, like for example my Star Ocean, the second story Let's Play, I had I think 2 people commenting and saying, oh, thanks for doing this, it's been good to watch through this video, I remember playing this game but I never went through it all the way to the end, so thanks for putting this up. That made me think, yeah, and it feels great when you get that. Even the tiny bit of recognition from people is really good. And so that's why I did it. And I thought, even not getting the recognition though, it was just the act of doing it, and it was, as a byproduct, it was going back and revisiting games that I'd never got a chance to play, or games that I had great memories of. Like some of them, like I said, Star Ocean: The Second Story was a game that I'd rented and I played more or less halfway through and never completed it. So to go back and complete that, and also get this chance to make videos and try and build my confidence up and things like that, it was just a bonus. And then playing through other games like the Warriors that I have great memories of playing, and up into the fact of like now playing Suikoden as well, and keep dipping back into that. And I'm going to have to try and maybe focus on that one, try and get it completed. That's a game I never got a chance to play, never saw it in the shops. So to play that game is a great experience, and to share that with people. And if maybe later on my videos get better and better, I know at the moment, I'll be the first to admit at the moment that my videos are not the best videos out there on YouTube, but at the end of the day I can only do what I can do and improve at the pace I'm improving at, and hopefully my personality and things like that will come out the more and more I do videos. At the minute it's been kind of, life's kind of got in the way at some points, and I've had kind of distractions, and I've been away, like I had to get my laptop fixed, so that took about 2 weeks away from not doing anything, and just other things as well. And sometimes, like I said, the kind of social anxiety kicks in, and it kind of makes me not want to do videos, and I'll get other things like a little bit of depression. I'll get in a dark mood, and it'll make you not want to do anything, and it'll make you try and distance yourself from the things that you do enjoy doing, and you withdraw from people, from all the hobbies that you do want to do. Suddenly it becomes like an effort to want to do them, even though it's something that it's the one thing that you enjoy most amongst anything. Sometimes it's been hard, but I'm trying to keep working at it and keep putting these videos out there, and hopefully I can get back into a good rhythm. Because like I said, when sometimes I've got into that good rhythm of motoring on and getting videos out there, and thinking I'm quite happy with those, they've actually not turned out too bad. It's a great feeling, it's an amazing feeling, and hopefully I can carry this on, and some more people can come on board and share with me, and that'll just be the icing on the cake, really. But that's kind of my story on starting on YouTube and why I got involved in it. And it'd be great to hear from your stories, either if you're just purely a fan of watching YouTube videos, maybe how you got into that, how did you get into watching them? Is it a similar story to me, that it brought back great memories of watching other people playing with your siblings? Or is there another reason behind it? Why did you decide to carry on watching YouTube videos? Why is that one of your interests? And on the other side, if you're a YouTube producer and you produce YouTube videos, what got you into it? Why did you feel like making YouTube videos and it was something that you'd want to get yourself involved in? It'd be great to hear back from you, and hopefully we can get some kind of ball rolling with this and have some reply videos, and it'd be really interesting to have some of that kind of interaction. Anyway, that's really the gist of what I wanted to ramble on about today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and it'd be great to hear something back from you. Any feedback would be greatly appreciated. It's always great to hear from people. But that's all I got time for. Thanks for watching and for your time. But it's game over from me.